Hey there! If you're looking for a fun and easy way to earn rewards, including cash and prizes, check out the link in the video description.
Michael Ollis always wanted to be a soldier. When his native New York City was attacked on September 11, 2001, any remaining doubts about Michael's future were erased. From that day, his only goal was to someday put on a uniform and serve his country like his father had. "I see the terror that hurts the city," young Michael wrote in a middle school paper. "I hear the screams from the towers." At age 17, Michael enlisted in the armed forces through the Army's delayed entry program. For the next 7 years, the Staten Island native would deploy to war zones 3 times, once to Iraq and twice to Afghanistan, during critical periods in the respective conflicts. Through hard work and bravery, Michael won the respect of his fellow soldiers, rose to the rank of staff sergeant and graduated from the Army's grueling Ranger School. It was on August 28, 2013, when Michael's defining moment unexpectedly arrived. While stopping at Forward Operating Base Ghazni in Afghanistan for a few days on his way to another base, he and his men were jolted by a massive explosion from a 3,000-plus pound enemy truck bomb. As Taliban fighters disguised as Allied Afghan soldiers penetrated the coalition base, Michael made sure his fellow soldiers were accounted for before leaving the safety of their bunker to join the fight. What Michael did over the next few minutes eventually earned him the U.S. military's second highest award, the Distinguished Service Cross, as well as the highest honor that can be bestowed on a foreign soldier by the Republic of Poland. Years later, the Polish soldier that the 24-year-old soldier from Staten Island saved on the battlefield would also give the ultimate tribute to his American counterpart. He named his son Michael. "Every generation has its heroes," said U.S. Army General James McConville while presenting the Distinguished Service Cross. Michael Ollis is one of ours. Below is an excerpt of Tom Cilio's I Have Your Back, the story of how Ollis became an international hero. Mike Ollis had been sprinting through a hellish battlefield despite a nagging leg injury. During those few agonizing minutes, he saw things no human being should ever see. What he'd experienced during the Sangsar attack and Hurricane Sandy were horrific, but August 28, 2013, on FOB Ghazni was probably even worse. Much of the dusty, smoke-filled landscape was now littered with body parts, arms, legs, and even torsos. The pieces were so badly charred that it was almost impossible to identify who had been killed or, in some cases, if the remains were even human. Several soldiers who saw the same harrowing images as Mike would later be treated for post-traumatic stress, PTS. Did the body parts belong to enemy fighters, coalition soldiers, or perhaps some of Mike's American friends? Undeterred by the unknown, Mike ran toward the sounds of danger at a speed similar to his high school JROTC running drills on the Petride School's track back home on Staten Island. That's when he first encountered 2nd Lieutenant Karol Sierpika and gave him a look and hand signal the Polish soldier would never forget. Karol, a junior officer in NATO's International Provincial Reconstruction Team, had just finished a workout and was walking back to his living quarters when he heard the first explosion. After initially believing it was a rocket attack outside his barracks, he knew the situation was even more serious when he saw a burning black mushroom cloud climb into the once bright afternoon sky. The eastern wall had been breached and, as he stood there wearing just shorts and a t-shirt, insurgents were attacking his fellow troops with a series of RPGs, hand grenades, mortars, and exploding suicide vests. After grabbing a helmet, pistol, and bulletproof vest, Karol linked up with 5 other Polish soldiers and began firing at insurgents trying to enter the base through the smoldering blast site. He shot at several suspected terrorists, before separating from the group to gain a better vantage point, when he was hit in the leg by shrapnel from a nearby explosion. He bravely returned to his feet and rejoined the fight, before ending up near a fence, which is where he encountered Mike Ollis. While seeing an American counterpart didn't surprise Karol, his appearance most certainly did. He was carrying an M4 rifle, but nothing else, no grenades or additional ammunition.